Now on BBC World News, Laura Trevelyan in Washington presents live coverage of President Joe Biden's State of the Union speech to the US Congress.
I'm Laura Trevelyan in Washington, D.C., and this is BBC News special coverage of President Biden's State of the Union address. 1 year after taking office, President Biden will tell a joint session of Congress that Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine was premeditated and unprovoked. With just 8 months until the midterm elections here in the US, Mr. Biden will tell Americans he has a plan to fight record levels of inflation. He's expected to say America's in a new moment of the pandemic.
I'm Nomia Iqbal here on Capitol Hill, where President Biden will use his biggest platform of the year to condemn Vladimir Putin for invading Ukraine.
We'll bring you the very latest on the speech, the reaction and all the key issues. Stay with us here on BBC News. Good evening and welcome to this BBC News special coverage of President Biden's very first State of the Union address. In his speech tonight, Mr. Biden will address the major global crisis provoked by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Explosions were heard in Kiev tonight as Mr. Biden was preparing for this primetime address. The president will update Americans on what the White House is calling a new moment in the pandemic, and he'll outline a plan to deal with spiralling inflation here in the US. With his approval ratings hovering around 40%, this is Mr. Biden's chance to explain what he's achieved in his first year and explain how he'll overcome the challenges ahead. Americans go to the polls in the midterm elections this November. We'll bring you the speech live when it happens. But first, we're joined from Capitol Hill by the BBC's Nomia Iqbal. And Nomia, President Biden is just leaving the White House now to head to Capitol Hill. Just a week ago, he was preparing a very different speech, a much more domestically focused one. But what are we expecting to hear from him tonight about President Putin and that invasion of Ukraine? Ron Christie and Amanda Renteria, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Well, this has been BBC News special coverage of President Biden's first State of the Union address. I'm Laura Trevelyan here in Washington, D.C. Thank you so much for watching, and have a very good night.